midterm test. So week 7, we'll have our midterm exam. So you can go to the content link and click on week number 6, and you'll see there the midterm exam review. So click on the midterm exam review, and you will be able to see this particular file right here. Now, this is a drawing, a floor plan of a Greek temple. Okay, so Greek temple. That's what we're going to be doing. So for your practice exam, save a copy of the image right here. So this is the image right here. Right click, save this to your drive. So save a picture, and you can go to your drive and CAD 1. Go to your drive, documents, and CAD 1. And download this image. Okay, so let's place it here, midterm exam. And then open your AutoCAD file and place the image here. So you do that by actually going back to the midterm exam. Just a second. Let's go back here. Okay, right click on the picture and open this with Paint. Here, you want to select all the pixels. So you say Control A, you'll see the entire picture highlighted, and then Control C, so that all the pixels in this image will be placed in the clipboard. Okay. And then you go back to AutoCAD. Don't Control V, click under the Home tab, paste the down arrow, and click the Paste Special. Okay, select Paintbrush Picture as it is already selected, and click OK. And click. So here is your image, right? Now, what you want to do is you want to scale this using this nice scale right here. So I will draw a line from 0, or maybe, yeah, from 0 to 10 meters. So this line is currently not 10 meters. In fact, it is really small, right? If I check the distance, it's just 58 millimeters. So how do I convert this into 10 meters? This line right here. And if I do that, then the temple will be converted as well. So all I need to do is say scale, SC. So I'm going to scale the line and the image. So select that. So nothing else to scale. So enter to end the select option. And then it asks for the base point. I'll just place it, I'll place it here to the right so that it will scale to the left. So that this will be my base point. And then I'm going to, I don't know the scale factor, right? What factor do I multiply or use as a multiplier so that the line will become 10 meters? I do not know that, right? But AutoCAD gives us this option, reference. So we're going to reference this line, which is the 58 millimeter, and then say convert that to 10 meters. So reference. So what's the reference length? You can simply click on the 2 endpoints of the line. AutoCAD will measure that, and then it asks now, what is the new length? The new length is the length that you want it to become. So the new length should be 10,000, which is 10 meters. So 10,000, and there you go. That's the scaled drawing. The next thing that you want to do is you want to dimension. So get the dimensions that you need to be able to draw this temple. And you're going to use that for your practice exercise. So I've done that already. I've scaled this and I've added dimensions. So using the dimension command. If you do not know how to dimension properly, check the theme style and dimensioning videos. Now that I've gotten the dimension, I can now use these values to practice and create my drawing. So the first thing that I want to do is draw the one side. If you analyze this floor plan, it is basically uh, a mirror, right? One side is a mirror of the other, except for this particular door here, right? So I've created this side here, okay? So using the offset command, right? I found the center here and then created my circle and then, added this right here. So basically I'm doing the first side, right? Place them in the proper layer. Okay, so this should be in the wall layer, and this here should be in the column layer, right? This here is part of the column. That's the base of the column. So place it also in the column layer, but change the color to magenta. Okay, so you can use the trim and offset command, and you're able to do this one side. So plan ahead, do the one side. For this one here, you have the same distance. So you can do a copy, right? Copy, or do an array. So use the array or copy command. Okay, so from there, right, you can, uh, this is a 45 degree, at a 45-degree angle. So you can type line. Make sure polar tracking is on, so F10, and select 45 degree. Okay, and then you can create a line at an angle. Now, likewise, if you turn on the input, uh, I think I don't have the dynamic input selected, or do I? So you can always click on these three lines here. And if you're missing something, you can uh, turn it on. Like for example, dynamic input is not on. So I can select that. So I can have that option here. Okay. So that's that three line right there. So if I want a certain distance, I can do that. But here I created this line by saying line, and then from the center of the arc, so CEN space bar, and then 45 degree. And then I can offset this by the uh, diameter, right? So you want this to be tangent to the arc, so offset it by the diameter, or radius, sorry. So that will be the offset distance. And then you can just trim the excesses. Okay. So once I have done step one, place them in the proper layer, right? Very important that you do it so you don't have to do it again when you mirror it. So, but once you have done that, then you can create this line right here. So that's a line which is the distance between these two columns. So the line between that, the distance between those two lines, or those two uh, columns, the center of that is the middle of the temple. So that means I can mirror all of this, right? So MI is the shortcut for mirror. So I can mirror all of this, okay, from the midpoint, like so, right? So that will be my mirror line. Make sure this is straight. And then once you've done that, then you're able to now create this nice floor plan. You're almost done with the floor plan, right? So that's really quick if you plan it properly. So it should be really fast. So once you've done that, then you can clean it up, like, do this opening right here, clean up everything, okay? And you're done with your uh, initial building. Now, don't forget there is a column right here. So make sure you add that column, right? And then add the text. So make sure you add the text using the text style that we've learned. So that's my step number 5. And then I placed a line here in the, from a diagonal line, right? From corner to corner. The building is at the center of the platform. So by placing this line right here, I can move it from this point, right, to the center of the platform, which is this point right here. So now for this one, all I need to do is do an array of the columns. So the columns are nicely placed. So let's show that. I'll make a copy of one, right? So copy from here to there. So how did I do this? So the distance between columns is, okay, from center to center is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 2, 4, 6, 8, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 columns. So we call these columns and we call these rows in the array command. So AR is the shortcut for array. I'll select this and then I'll say rectangular. Okay, that's the initial setting. And then up here, it asks for the number of columns. So I'll say 15. And then for the rows, I'll say 6. And then for the distance, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, right? There you go. So notice that it is now aligned to the first drawing that we did. So 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8 is the distance also between rows. Okay, now make sure you uncheck associative, sorry, so it doesn't become one group of columns. You can delete some of the columns. Remember, we don't have the columns in the middle. So uncheck associative and then click OK. That means you can select each of the columns. If you don't uncheck associative, you need to explode this because it is grouped together. Okay, but since we uncheck associative, then I can select the middle columns and then delete that. So I have this, right? And then from here, we know that there's the distance between the column and then the first step. So I'm just going to create a line, right, from center to center, or maybe a rectangle. So rectangle from center. So make sure you select the center to the center, right? Center. And then check the distance. So what's the distance from this line to the first step? So DI, that's 706, and this is 706 as well, right? So and you can get that distance from what you got here, right? So here it says, where is it? I think, yeah, it's not, oh, here. Yeah, 706, there it is, right? From center to the first step. That's where I got 706. Okay, so that means I can just offset this by 706. And since this is a rectangle, I just have to offset one and it will already offset the rest. There you go. So I have the first step. Just make sure you change this to the proper layer. So this should belong to the stairs layer, right? So you can go here and change this to the A01 stairs. Okay, and then I can delete this now. I don't have a need for that, or maybe I'll need it later, right? But oops, sorry, undo. I'll just delete it for now. So it's clean. And then what's the distance for the steps? So distance for the step is 550 each. So I can then offset this by 550. Offset once and then offset twice. And then from there, I created the line, and then using the move command. So let me just do that here. Move, I'll move all of this from midpoint to the midpoint of this line. And you get this, right? So let me undo that. Okay. So after moving, right, so you're in step 8. After moving that, then you can clean it up, place the center lines, right? So make sure you add the center line so you can load. Center line is AutoCAD ISO 08W100. Okay, if you don't have that, you can load it, load, and then select the center line. Okay, so oops, center is long dash and then a, so this one here, long dash, short dash. Okay, so load that, and then you're able to select that and use it for the center line. Yeah, you need center lines. So we have 3 here and another 3 there. Okay, once you have done that, then you can add the CL, center line symbol. That's a C and an L, okay? So 2 letters, and then I just move it close to each other or placing the L on top of the C, so it looks like a center line, okay? And then from here, what did we do here? Almost nothing, so we skip that. We added dimension, sorry. We added this dimension. Okay, add dimensions. Each dimension is counted. You get deduction marks if you do not add all the dimensions. So those are linear dimensions and dim continue. Okay, equal. So how do you change this into the equal symbol? You just simply select this, and then you can right click on it and look at the properties and change the value of the dimension. So instead of dimension, look for it under text, right? Instead of the text override, right? Let's expand this, right? Do a text override and place their EQ. Okay, so you get the EQ as the text instead of the actual dimension. What else? Here, right? So to create a an angle, so let's close this. Go to your dim, right? So dim. So instead of linear, you might want to change it to angular. Okay, and you just have to select the 2 lines that forms the angle, and then place the angle dimension. Okay, so let me cancel that. So that's how you place angles. And then, yeah, continue dimensioning and radius as well. So for radius, you want to change this to radius, right? Click on the arc or circle, and there you go. You get your radius. Okay. So, okay, I don't need that. I'll just delete that. So add the radius. Remember, try to complete all the dimension. Each one is a point. If you don't have it, it will be deducted to you. So once you have done all this dimensioning and the text, you're done. You just need to go and set it up in your uh, tight layout tab. So make sure you have your title block as well ready. And I think this one fits at a 1 to 150 scale. So that should fit nicely. And then you simply complete the information here in the title block. What scale, what date, right? Greek temple of Epicurean Apollo floor plan. Okay. So that's basically the midterm exam. So you'd like to practice because midterm exam is 15% of your mark and you only have about 1 hour and a half, right, to complete this. So 1 hour and 30 minutes. So make sure you practice, right? If you do practice, it's not going to be difficult because you simply create one side, mirror, and you're almost done. Clean up. Here, you do an array, you do an offset, place a line, okay, and then move to the center, add your center lines, add the center line symbol, add the dimensions, complete the dimensions, add the EQ, okay, add the radius, or sorry, angle dimension, add the radius dimensions, okay, and you're done. Make sure the title block can be ready, like you can copy and paste this on an 11 by 17 paper. So make sure you set up your page. So I'll just place Microsoft Print to PDF, tabloid, millimeter 1:1, Art CTB, display plot style on, check. And those are your settings. Okay. So good luck, practice, and you can do this quickly.